The hidden retirement crisis. Older Americans' debt. Researchers are growing concerned about a certain type of borrowing, and we have this lady with her credit card, so I'm assuming it's a credit card. I haven't read the article, but I've had this sitting in my to-do list literally for months now, August 9th, 2019, from Chris Farrell. That name rings a bell, don't know why, but nextavenue.org is the article, and we'll read this. This might be something I actually agree with about a retirement crisis. Let's go into this. Swelling numbers of Americans these days are working retirement, taking part-time jobs and launching businesses. And retirees are increasingly staying in their homes rather than moving to retirement communities. They're also, however, breaking the mold in a potentially worrisome direction, embracing debt. The median total consumer debt of households headed by someone 65 or older in 2016, $31,300. The median total consumer debt of households headed by someone 65 or older, $31,300. That's the median? That's not that bad. Was 2.5 times what it was in 2001 and nearly 4.5 times from 1989. Is that adjusted for inflation? Let's keep reading. I mean, in of itself, that may be true, but if it's not adjusted for inflation, that doesn't mean anything. It's got to be, right? Yeah, let's keep going. Some 60% of 65-year-olds carried debt in 2016, up markedly from 1992, where it was only 42%. Credit card debt and student loans have increased too. The rising debt levels among Americans is not only problematic for their finances, it's bad for their mental health. Starting retirement with debt could exacerbate the impact of negative financial shocks. Well, I could not agree with that more. I absolutely agree with that. Starting retirement with debt, if we have some kind of shock, be it health-wise, a market crash, Pablo yawning in your face, that could be could give you some stress. Debt-related stress is a growing concern given the growing amount of debt held by older adults as they enter retirement. Said some guy, I'm not sure who this is, a paper just presented at the Retirement and Disability Research Consortium in Washington, D.C. Can you guys hear this guy? He's going nuts. Hi. Pablo, calm down. That's like my man Flossie Cotter. White Shoes, calm down. Pablo, calm down. But of course, the difference is White Shoes literally just sits there. White Shoes, the cat. Or Pablo, he says, I need some FaceTime, Dad. I need some FaceTime. The scholars behind another paper, Is Rising Household Debt Affecting Retirement Decisions, echoed those comments. Starting retirement with debt could exacerbate the impact of an impending financial shock. Yep, so let's take a look. Source, Survey of Consumer Finances, median debt for seniors. All right, I looked at this actually. This was adjusted for inflation. Okay, I did actually do some research. It doesn't say it there, but if you actually look at, you can go in to see what there, you see it is adjusted. And we can see here in 2010, the median debt was $41,000, which, so, all right, see, man, it's like the climate scientist. See how this works? What's our starting point? Well, if I want to show you that the debt is way low what it was, we could say the debt has only increased since 2007 by $500. I mean, through the Great Recession, we've only increased our debt by $500 from $30,800 to $31,300 over the last 11 years? Yeah, 10 years from 2007 to 2016. So what that shows you, the trend, because remember, this is what we're always looking at. The trend shows from 41,000 to 31,000. Now, if we go back here to 1989, well, the trend was high, but then the trend has topped off, it looks like to me. Yeah, I don't know if I buy this article, actually, when I look a little bit deeper into this. I think it's a concern that's not quite out there. Now, what could you make about this? Well, don't forget prices of houses were a whole lot less back here in 1989. That's just a fact. House costs have gone up significantly relative to inflation, for sure, and they cost more and more to buy a house, which means more and more people are going to carry debt in retirement. The price of cars has gone up, more and more regulation and stuff, and they're safer, but they're more expensive. So in of itself, that doesn't shock me there. And wages have actually gone up significantly, relative to inflation over the last 30 years as well. So the $7,200 in raw numbers looks frightening relative to 31,300 today. But the amount of assets people carry, the amount of income people make relative to that increase of, was that about 4 times? Not that big of a deal. So these guys are saying it's nearly 2.5 times what it was in 2001. Yeah, okay, but see this one. All right, let's just keep going. This stuff bothers me, man. You got me, Next Avenue. You got me with the clickbait. And again, I just looked at this to see if it's just for inflation. I didn't even actually pay much mind to the data. But now I'm just like, yeah, I fell for it. I fell for your clickbait. And I fell for like, this is a concern. The debt partly reflects confidence among near retirees and retirees that they'll continue earning an income during retirement, allowing them to pay the interest due. The economics behind their increased borrowing also largely mirrors the broader debt binge by consumers of all ages to pay for the rising costs of big-ticket items like houses, cars, and college. For the sad look at this trend, I encourage you to read the Wall Street Journal's recent poignant piece, "Families Go Deep into Debt to Stay in the Middle Class." That's just simply not true, man. There's the household strength of the consumer. I mean, look, you might be going into more debt, but you also have much more in terms of your total assets. Your total net worth for American households is significantly higher than what it was, even if your debt has increased a little bit. The numbers are astounding, the level of asset. I'll read another article here in just a second about that, because it's incredible the amount of assets Americans have built up. So if you take your assets, you subtract your debt, that's your net worth, and the net worth of Americans it's nuts. Let's see. Here's what is particularly concerning about Americans' debt load. Recent action in the bond market is sending an alarm that the potent combination of trade, tariff, or currency wars is slowing down the U.S. economy. Oh, my goodness. All right, all right, I shouldn't have fallen for this. I should not have fallen for this clickbait. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to keep reading it because, look, he's actually using that a recession is going to be the cause that could hurt a lot of Americans. I can't. I mean, it's clickbait to say you have debt. The recession could cause you to lose your home. So you got to be fearful of the recession because you have some debt. I'm sitting there thinking, but you have a whole hell of a lot less debt than you did just 10 years ago. After wading through a stack of scholarly studies about older Americans in debt, my read is that the researchers are plenty worried. They found that owing money is pushing people into the 70s to delay retirement, and the 60s to delay retirement, postpone filing for Social Security, and add stress to their lives. Well, delaying retirement and postponing filing for Social Security are both wonderful things. Does it add stress to their lives? Well, I hope not. I hope the only reason they're having stress in their lives is reading stupid articles like this. Ohio State just released an especially fascinating paper on the relationship between debt and financial stress for older Americans. In it, they describe what they found to be the hierarchy of debt stress-wide. Credit card debt, they noted, is the most stressful type with the strongest impact on older adults working longer and delaying filing for Social Security. That's, again, working longer and delaying filing for Social Security if we have a retirement crisis should be a wonderful thing. Stress resulting from a $1 increase in credit card debt, they said, is the equivalent of stress due to a $14 to $20 increase in mortgage debt. And second mortgages, home equity loans, and lines of credits are more stressful than first mortgages, they know. I 100% agree. The only debt I have right now is the first mortgage, and that feels great. I'll feel a hell of a lot better when I don't even have that first mortgage. The research says that reverse mortgages are less stressful than regular mortgages, dollar for dollar, but they added since reverse mortgage debt grows over time, stress from it may grow over time too. I actually agree with that. I actually 100% agree with that because the line of credit or the rate that you're getting is much higher than the first mortgage for sure. And the reason for that is simple, because you're not paying. The bank that's loaning you the money with the reverse mortgage will not get paid until you die or sell the house. Someone from the CBO and the Urban Institute arrived at similar results regarding credit card debt and retirement presentation at the Wharton School. They calculated a $10,000 increase in credit card debt for someone between 55 and 70 raises the likelihood of continuing to work by 9 percentage points and reduces the odds of receiving Social Security benefits by 9 percentage points. That's odds of receiving Social Security benefits early. That they're going to receive Social Security benefits anyway. Why do I know Chris Farrell, man? I know this guy. Why? All right. So in other words, if you're in your 50s and 60s, try to direct cash flow to eliminating credit card debt. I agree with that. Who is it? I know this guy, but the name just rings a bell. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. There's another guy named Farrell. It's a liberal, man. Let's see what future of retirement looks like. Social Security reform is key. Let's take a look. Who's a noted think tank, and we'll see. All right, what's a noted think tank? Bear with me just a second, amigos. That means friends. Is the noted think tank the Urban Institute? Yeah. They're not cheery about retirement outlook for Americans. Okay. Okay, well, there you go. But its report highlights several trends which, in the aggregate, suggest a healthy economic foundation to build reforms. All right, so there you go. What the future of whatever. I mean, here we go. Let's go back to this article. And they got me on the clickbait. I just, the issue, look, I get it. There is concern about debt. I don't have any qualm with that. Why start here or here and not talk about the wages, the vast increase in Social Security benefits that people get because they're making more money, they're paying more taxes into the system, as opposed to this. I mean, I'm sorry, if you get $31,000 as your median debt and the median household income is $60,000, that's, obviously that's not for people 65 and older, but let's just say your median, what do they say? The median Social Security payment is $2,000 a month. I'm just throwing that out there. So 31,000. I don't have my calculator. Let's say that costs, basically for a mortgage debt, it costs you $500 a month for every $100,000 of debt you take. So we're going to say here, just for simplicity, 1% on 31,000. Where's my trusty calculator? Hold on a second. I need my trusty calculator. Hey, man. Bob, will you take my trusty calculator? Oh, there it is. So we're just going to say that's 31,000 on 2%. We'll just say 2. We'll just for simplicity times 2%. That's $600 a month. So you're paying $600 a month on a $31,000. You'll have that sucker paid off pretty quickly. All right. We'll see you.